Welcome back to the NBTX Living channel. My name is Chase Bradley.
I'm Veronica Bradley.
Today, we're gonna cover the pros and the cons living in San Antonio. So I know San Antonio is not New Braunfels, but it's in the general area, and we like to talk about our brothers to the south, brothers to the north, everybody like that. So let's get after it right now.
Before we get into that, don't forget to check out our social media page on Facebook.
That's right, we post informative content on there daily.
Yeah, so I would say the number one would be food. I mean, y'all heard us talk about food a lot on this channel, or just in general, if you're friends with us and you know us, we love to eat. We love to go out to eat. So I would say food is the biggest pros. Get a lot of different types of foods here in San Antonio and surrounding areas.
That's right, San Antonio I feel like has the greatest variety. A lot of people are gonna think, oh, San Antonio is just Mexican food. You're wrong. There's a lot more than just Mexican food in San Antonio. I mean, obviously barbecue is a huge thing. Indian food, any kind of food realistically you can think San Antonio has, and it has a good variety of it too.
Yeah.
So definitely food, number one for us.
And number two, I would have to say would be, well, I think we both can agree on this, is affordability, which is one of the reasons what brought us to San Antonio back in 2008, 9 area.
Yeah, definitely.
Time frame.
So in terms of like cost of living, things like that, typically San Antonio is on the lower end for cost of living. So, you know, where maybe New York or California, some places like that, you're gonna pay a lot more. Here in San Antonio, you pay a lot less. And it's down to food, gas, housing, everything. It's just an overall more affordable place to live.
Which is crazy because San Antonio is the second largest city in Texas, and it's still an affordable place to live. That's why people are continuously, to this, as of right now, moving here.
That's right.
Are reaching out to us, moving here.
And you know, some other places are gonna have like state property taxes, things like that. We really only have our property taxes, you know, income tax through the federal government, whatever else, and then sales tax, things like that. But we don't have a state tax. So it's very friendly to people that are retiring here and just people that want to live here in general. You get to keep more of your money and less of it goes to taxes.
Yeah, we do have some people coming from out of states and they're like, hey, but y'all's taxes are higher. And I'm like, but it levels out. If actually the cost of the home, what you would get here in Texas, in certain parts of Texas, people coming from California or, you know, other parts of, you know, beautiful areas, they wouldn't even be able to get that home over there. Like, it'd be millions of dollars. So I'm like, you have to look at the bigger picture. Like, we may have, you know, property taxes, but like, again, people are still fleeing here. Yeah. Coming to Texas because of the affordability. Yeah. And that's just, the numbers don't lie. You know, however way you want to add them up, they don't lie. So number three, I would say, because it is, you know, San Antonio is the second biggest city in Texas, there's so much to do here. So many events. And this is just, when we talk about events, this is like, we talk about San Antonio all the way to New Braunfels. Like, yeah. There's so many things, we're so close to each other. You know, the big thing that I can think of is, like, off the top of my mind is the rodeo and fiesta. That's huge in this area. Yeah,
if you're a San Antonio local, you definitely know about fiesta, but fiesta is just a huge party. It lasts for a whole week here in San Antonio. Also the rodeo, you think about Texas, you think about cowboys wearing their cowboy boots and hats, riding, you know, the horses and, you know, busting broncs and stuff like that. To watch. So yeah, there is a little bit of that here. It's not all that you see here, but there is a little bit of that. You know, Worst Fest is coming up here in New Braunfels,
yeah,
so
that's
a lot of
so fun.
Yeah, a lot of awesome things to do.
Park, the zoo, Japanese tea garden. We have a lot of hiking trails, whether you like to bike, hike, stroll your child in the stroller. There's just, you probably can hike around San Antonio and surrounding areas. There's a lot of trails. Yeah, so there's a lot to do.
A lot of city parks, a lot of, you know, I love going to parks myself. Here in New Braunfels, there's really awesome parks like Landa Park and Fisher Park. There's huge parks in San Antonio.
A lot more.
There's a whole other video that is coming, but there's a whole other video just talking about the parks in New Braunfels and San Antonio area. So a lot to do, you know, just depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, and number 4 on our pros list would be diversity. And why are we diverse, Chase?
Because it's Military City, USA, guys. Military City, USA. That's what San Antonio is kind of known for. So people are always coming in from all over the country into the San Antonio area. Some of them, they decide to retire here. You know, a lot of people that I know, I go to the gym here in New Braunfels, is Dash Rec. A lot of the people that I've communicated with, they're ex-military, they've retired from the military, you know, something with the military, and they just decided to make Texas, San Antonio, New Braunfels their home, and they're gonna live here for, you know, the rest of their life.
And that's what brings the diversity down to like the different types of foods. You know, San Antonio has a lot of Mexican, Spanish influence in it. New Braunfels has this town was based on German settlers. That's really mixed in, and I feel like everyone enjoys everyone's culture. It's just really cool. Yeah, and so I would say number 5 would be job opportunities for a pro. And I have a lot of information on this one, but job opportunities, you know, I'm a part of the San Antonio and the Austin Business Journal. I get all the information, and we just recently had a really awesome, informative meeting in regards to what's coming in between Austin all the way to San Antonio. Like, they're saying Shirts-Cibolo is a hot spot. So if you're like an investor or different companies coming in, you know, Caterpillar, Amazon, Cisco, Central Texas is coming in. Cisco's like for restaurants, food type
distribution company.
Seguin, we have Vitesco, and we also have United Alloy. One note I thought would be very interesting to bring to y'all is San Marcos is going to be considered the upcoming Hollywood. So watch out, California. No, so there's a really big company coming to San Marcos because right out of Texas State, you know, you have people getting degrees in acting and all this, you know, not drama club, what? Film, thank you. Film, and where do they go? They either go to New York or California to go pursue their career. So there's a lot going on in Austin, in between Austin and San Antonio, and San Marcos is on the list of like, watch out Hollywood. So if that's something that y'all are into, let us know, because we're getting it in this area. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, there's so much development going on with construction and commercial, residential. There's just going to be way more job opportunities in the next 5 years with everything that's going on.
Tons of stuff coming up.
Number 6 on our list of pros is our all-time favorite grocery store, H-E-B.
That's right, guys. H-E-B, nobody else in the country would know about H-E-B. It's a Texas original. You don't understand, there's such a fervent following for H-E-B because it just does so much for the community. There's
like a little inside joke how people are like, oh, H-E-B does more than what our government does for. And it's like funny because H-E-B is there during crisis or just they give back to their community. They help local farmers. H-E-B has great meat. I personally, when I go to a competitor, I'm not going to say the name, but it's very well known nationwide because I have to go there because they're a little bit closer to our house. I despise the meat there because you can tell the quality of the meat is just disgusting compared to like the fresh quality of what H-E-B. And it's because they work with local farmers and local people who raise the cattle and whatnot. And they have everything down to their own Central Market, which I would say it's like a bougie type. Like, actually, I'm drinking some coffee from Central Market. It's like the dried freeze coffee. Organic, you put it in there, and I have my pumpkin spice in it with it. But they also have the Hill Country Fair brand, which I mean, I grew up on that brand, which is like the cheapest brand at H-E-B, but it's so good. Like, it's sometimes better than name brand stuff. I prefer Hill Country Fair. So.
Yeah, it's not bad quality, guys.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's
affordable.
It's much more affordable. It's still a good quality product. You're not going to be upset when you eat it or drink it or consume it, whatever it is.
So number 7 on our pros list would be friendly people.
That's right, guys. I feel like the people in Texas, probably some of the most friendly people. Like, we've lived in a couple of different places outside in the United States, outside of Texas. Excuse me. Texas is the United States to me, but outside of
cheers.
Outside of Texas, and we've done a little bit of traveling here and there. And I would say in Texas, driving on those rural roads, you see another car coming, you see another truck coming. It's almost an unwritten rule that you have to wave, you have to say hi to them, you have to do something.
Or in a neighborhood, even if it's not your neighbor.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like people that I don't even know. There's a guy on our street, I don't even know who he is, but every time I drive by, I say hi to him. one day I'm gonna be walking to the mail. I'm actually gonna meet this man. I'm gonna go talk to him, introduce myself to him, say hi. But until then,
but it's like
I'm gonna continue to wait.
It's like our morning ritual. Like he looks for you.
Yeah.
So I feel like now I have to say hi because he knows the vehicle. So I'm like, hi. And our daughter's like, Mom, do you know him? I was like, no, but I'm saying hi anyway. Yeah. It's just friendly people. Like we kind of joke like you can meet people that day and float the river with them later, exactly. Or go out, have a drink with them, or just like have a barbecue, invite them over. I mean, that's very, very common in this area. But number 8, pros, down to our number 8, and we have a lot of pros. We're also going to bring you some cons, so stay tuned. But number 8 would be there's a lot of body of waters within the hill country. We're considered Central Texas / hill country. So I think San Antonio has around 10 lakes. New Braunfels has 2 rivers, the Comal River, Guadalupe River. That doesn't even include the San Marcos River or the Blanco River or anything up in Lake Trav. I mean, we have so many. That doesn't even include Canyon Lake, which is a beautiful lake, by the way. So if you like, water recreation activities, you're in the right area.
Yeah, so it may not be saltwater. My favorite thing, saltwater fishing. I love it. You get the biggest fish, you get the best fight of your life with some of those things. But yeah, I mean, just to be able to cool off in the hot summer days, go float the river, go swim, go paddleboard, kayak, whatever it is, we have so much water around us. It's pretty awesome. I mean, some people, they talk about having to drive hours just to get to a body of water. I could literally drive, I could walk to the nearest body of water. And you can
walk back home. Like it wouldn't put a dire stress on you if you don't like to walk or run. But if you do, like he mentioned, the saltwater life. Sorry. We're not that far from the coast. You know, I grew up in South Texas. We still have family in the Corpus Christi area. So like 2.5, 3 hour day, not even a day drive, honestly. You can leave in the morning, fish, do your recreational activities out there and come back.
Make it home by dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Because Texans like to speed. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so let's bring you some cons, because obviously we're a little biased and we just talk so much great things because it is great here. But I would say the top con on anyone's list, especially that we experienced this past summer, is the heat and humidity. And it's just, that was awful this summer. It was one of the hottest summers ever. In Schlitterbahn, we were there, but didn't cut. It was just so hot, I didn't even want to go outside. Yeah,
it's so, sometimes it feels like your skin is cooking under the intense heat of the sun.
Videos where people would crack an egg on the sidewalk and it was just like starting to cook. It was just really hot summer. I mean, we do have hot summers, but this past summer was extremely hot.
Watering your foundation.
That's
if you got
huge.
Plants, make sure you're watering your plants within the guidelines that, whatever your water utility company is setting out for you.
I just want to because he said water your foundation, which sounds pretty normal in this area. But if you're like, what? We're going to water our foundation because of the drought and how things are expanding, or, the expansive soil. Yeah. We have had 3 clients who aren't from this area, and we told them water your foundation and whatnot. And they started getting cracks in their foundation because, obviously the, what is it called?
Foundation?
The bars that they put, or the little wires. The rebar. Or the wires, there's the cable cords. They are designed for the house to shift and move. But if we're in a really bad drought, you need to water your foundation. You'll get some foundation issues. It's a big, big thing.
Yep, definitely.
So number 2 on our cons list is, we kind of highlighted a little bit, but property taxes.
Yeah, guys. So property taxes in Texas, in general, probably some of the highest in the nation. In San Antonio, I mean, we see anywhere from 1.6% all the way up to 2.7% in different areas. You really have to check before you decide to move here where the highest property taxes are going to be. Just because that could cost you a lot. Potentially moving to one area that's a couple miles outside could save you a lot of money on your monthly mortgage bill. So definitely property taxes, one of our biggest cons. I mentioned before,
obviously I don't like paying taxes, but this is what we have to do, right? There's a way to protest them too. So if you live here in Texas, specifically in our area, let us know. We'll do that for you for free. Yeah. So you always, taxes are gonna go up no matter where you're at, so. And number 3 for cons is construction.
Yeah, so it seems like San Antonio, 35 in general, 281, these are all highways within San Antonio. always in construction, right? So when I was growing up, when I was in high school, I remember they started working on 281. I graduated high school almost 20 years ago. And they're still doing construction on 281. So that just gives you a little example.
More hill country because of the development.
They're really, once that expands out, and it's gonna be brilliant. It's gonna look really, really nice. But I mean, for right now, you just kind of have to, you know, go with the ebb and flow of traffic, right? There's gonna be traffic. We're expanding. There's a lot of people moving into this area, and they're trying to build out the infrastructure so we can support everybody. But yeah, it's just one of the things that.
And with construction, that brings us to our next con.
Traffic. Oh my gosh, we could talk about traffic all day. But yeah, traffic.
But we're not. We're just going to tell you that it's not that great.
It's not that great, guys. You definitely make sure you're allowing yourself some time to get to the places you need to go, or else you're going to be upset and you're going to have that road rage because you're going to be locked up.
And I've said it before, and it's going to be nobody's fault but yours. Yeah. And sometimes I'm in that category where I usually try to be on time all the time, but once in a while I'm like, dang, I'm gonna be running late because I didn't encounter an accident or something coming up. And then I would say the last two cons are probably in alliance with heat that I despise. And I'm gonna give them to you right now because I feel like they go hand in hand. Because with me, allergies and bugs, mosquitoes specifically. I don't like, we're native, born and raised in Texas, and I think this year my allergies were worse in the past few years. They're just really bad. And we have this lovely thing called cedar fever where the cedar just bursts and you get pollen and all that good stuff in your eyes, on your car, on your house, on your dog. Like, it's everywhere. You can't escape it. Yeah. People even do like allergy shots in this area, or like HEB, lovely HEB makes this amazing allergy medication for Texas cedar fever. I don't know if it works. I've never tried it. I probably should. But yeah, those are the cons. But you know, I want to say the mosquitoes weren't that bad this past year. No.
Yeah.
They pretty are. I'm O negative, and they just tend to like my blood.
Yeah, it wasn't because I feel like because it was so hot, there weren't a lot of standing bodies of water.
That's true.
They just couldn't reproduce. But I mean, you got to think about mosquitoes, ants, fire ants.
I hate ants.
Some of the biggest ones ants, like literally you could.
I hate them.
They're huge, and when they sting, they hurt.
Yeah. I hate them.
Definitely bugs, and then the allergies. Some of our top things, our nose always running, always having to carry tissues and stuff. Yeah. During spring and.
But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like this is all worth it moving here. Yeah. So, I mean, if y'all have any questions at all, reach out to us, and if you think we missed anything, let us know. Comment below and let us know.
That's right, guys. And if you like seeing content like this and you want to see more of it, make sure you subscribe and you hit that notification bell. We're trying to make videos all the time, guys. You don't want to miss any of that. And if you really, really, even with all the cons, want to make the move here,
yeah, y'all need to reach out to us. Call us, text us, email us, because we're going to guarantee that you live your best life in San Antonio or New Braunfels. Wherever you choose to live, we'll help you out. Just give us a call.
That's right, guys. Until next time, bye.